Chapter 4. Better Together. After Kate and Austin's intense conversation of the night before, you're too anxious to sleep. You start your chores early. Hey, Buttercup. Miss me, girl? Don't worry, bud. I got a bucket of oats with your name on, too. You make your way through the routine of feeding, watering, cleaning, and you're almost finished when the stable doors open. Oh, Dolly, I wasn't expecting to find you here. What do you mean? Should I be somewhere else? No, you're right where you're meant to be. I'm just impressed to see you up and early, after your first big day. Ranch, work, tires, yeah, something. The only reason I woke up at all after the first day of hard work was because Frank started clanging the dinner bell over my head. And you were giving me hell for being up a minute late for that first morning? I swear, Austin, you're full of it, and then some. You slug him on the shoulder, but he's smiling. If it makes you feel any better, I paid for it back then. Clocked my head on the bell. I was so shook up. I should thank Frank, then. Where is he, by the way? I just realized I haven't seen him around. Frank decided to leave about a year ago. Frank left? Is he working another ranch? I don't see how that's any of our business. Sometimes the contract just doesn't work out. He wasn't an employee, Austin. He's been with us for years, even before Mom and Dad. You swallow hard, unable to finish that sentence. Austin nods, a sheen of tears in his eyes. I promise, Dolly, there was no hard feelings or nothing, just went our separate ways. Think back to what you learned of the saddle horn the other night. Austin and Frank had gotten into it. How one of the other had stormed off. Well, that's not what I heard. Lucy says all kinds of things. You know better than to gossip or listen to gossip. Let's not waste time talking about the past. Aren't you going to ask me about Amarillo? Isn't yesterday technically the past? You're such a smartass. Guess I'll keep this highly fascinating intel all to myself. Wait, I didn't mean it. Of course I want to know. Did we get the horse? Well, no. The fellow wanted way too much money. It'd be an outrageous sum for anyone, not just us. But I got him talking about a deal for studs rides. It could be a real win for us. That sounds promising. Tell me everything. What's the stud's pedigree? Are we talking a single-use fee or long-term rides? Oh, and which mare were you thinking of breeding him with? Whoa there, slow down. Those sorts of details are about 100 steps down the line. I disagree. We should know the basics. I studied this stuff, Austin. If it helps our bottom line, it's worth thinking ahead. Speaking of bottom lines, when can I get a look at our books? You're not planning on cooking them up like some kind of crock, are you? Of course not, but I learned accounting at school. Might be able to find some places we could save money. Plus, it'd be good for me to get a better picture of how this place works. You wait for Austin to respond, but after several seconds, he still hasn't. When you glance over, he's 1,000-yard stare. Austin, did you hear what I said? Sorry, I just remembered I didn't pick up the parts to fix the hay feeders in the western pasture. Damn bars rusted through again. Sounds important, but about them buck, I'm gonna go handle that before I forget. Can you tend to these stalls on your own, right? If you tell me why you're acting so cagey, almost feels like you're trying to keep me at arm's length. Sorry, Pip, I promise I'm not. There's just so much to keep track of. Sometimes my mind skips ahead of me. Well, I could take some of it off your plate if you let me. I will eventually, but for now, let's just start slow. I want you to have this down pat before we start adding more tasks. Well, that makes sense, but I promise I'm a quick study. I don't doubt it. Austin turns to leave, but stops just inside the door. Oh, and before I run to town, we should probably talk about that thing at the bar. Guilt shoots through you as you think back on everything that's happened in the last few days. Him and he knows Kit and I kissed, and there's no way he's okay with it. You're trying to find the words to forestall his anger when Austin coughs into his hand, eyes fixed intently on you. I'm sure I don't need to tell you what I'm referring to. I think I got a pretty good idea. And honestly, Austin, it's none of your damn business. It is my business, Dolly. You must see that. How do you figure? It has nothing to do with the ranch, Austin. It's my choice. Are you saying you choose Colt Monroe? Colt? What are you talking about? A kid told me how he was acting in the bar. It sounded like Colt was stepping across the line. If he's really the one you want, I guess I can try to... Oh, hell, if he's the one you want, we're gonna have a serious talk, Pip. That fella's bad news. So, what were you mad about then? Honestly, I'm mostly mad I wasn't there to punch the jackass myself. Relief courses through you. Not only does Austin not know everything about you and Kit, he's not even blaming you for the dust-off. Oh, boy. Don't worry. I'm not planning on taking up Colt, ever. Like, even if the future of humanity depended on it. Thank God, I knew you had some sense. But what do you think I was talking about? Nothing. Oh, I just thought you were mad I went out drinking. No, as long as you can handle the consequences in the morning, I don't care. Well, in that case, I might cut back a little. At least until I get used to how strong Lucy pours drinks. That might be wise of you, Dolly. Maybe we'll fast-track you to management after all. You watch him leave, your relief so strong you feel shaky. Soon, though, it's your muscles that give out under the strain of physical labor. When I was a kid, this was never a solo job. We'd always have at least a couple ranch hands splitting the chores. You realize what's been nagging at you since Frank's name came up. At first, I thought they just hadn't come back for the season yet, but I think all the ranch hands are gone. Yep. Pretty much just you and Kit doing it all. You're finishing up lunging a young horse when Kit emerges onto the rodeo paddock with a bronco. Slings a sheepskin strap around the bronco's middle and pulls himself up. He raises his boots up by his shoulders. Time to see what you got, boy. Let's ride. The horse bounds forward, nose low to the ground as it bucks its rear, and Kit high into the air. Oh no, Kit's gonna fall. But Kit's torso twists and rolls with every move of the bronco's hips. With every buck, Kit strays astride, grinning from ear to ear. Work those muscles, boy. How high can those hooves get? Bronco bucks once more. Kit whoops. Then, with a well-timed jump, Kit dismounts and the horse slows to a stop as Kit brushes dust off his jeans. You're getting better at this. He fondly pats the horse's nose and fishes carrot out of his bag as you approach. Didn't realize we had a spectator. Really? What'd you do if I knew I was watching? I'll show you what I'm really good at. Oh, and what are you good at, Kit Jackson? Saddle bronc and riding, mainly. You lean onto the fence, arching your back in a way that accentuates every curve. You can't help but notice Kit's eyes drop to your breast. What makes you think I was talking about rodeo events? Kit's eyes darken as he takes in every inch of you. What else are we talking about? Breeding the horses for the rodeos, what we do around here. After all, at least in part. Oh, but it's the other parts I'm interested in getting into. Oh, and you figure I'll be one to teach you? Maybe. This flirting is atrocious. Kit leans closer, lips curling into a sly smirk as eyes drop to your mouth. What exactly are you looking to teach me, Kit Jackson? The cool summer breeze does nothing to stop the heat trail of it traveling all over your skin. Kit sucks in the breath and then takes a quick step back. Something that'll have to wait for another day. For today, did Austin take the truck into town? He did, yeah. Said something about picking up parts for the hay feeders.
Damn, guess I'm stuck with the ATV.
The ATV, what do you need it for?
Gotta mend the fence.
Didn't you just fix that the other day?
That was the western side. Today's broken fence is a mile out on the north side, so wanna join me?
Not particularly.
Good thing it wasn't a request. You bring that horse back to the stables, I'll bring the ATV around.
By the time you've removed the horse's stack, gotten him settled, Kit's pulled up just outside the main paddock fence. Looks like it's seen all the terrain. Ha ha. Ha ha. No, that's literally what they wrote. It's cringe. That thing used to be state-of-the-art and shiny.
It'll get us there. Come on, hop on behind me.
Who keeps an ATV for it being shiny? You reluctantly slide on, wrapping an arm around his waist with a cough of exhaust from the ATV. You start off across the ranch. You can't really think we're gonna make it like this.
How do you mean?
Isn't it obvious? This thing's falling apart. I'm surprised we're not Fred Flintstone at this point. You're not worried we'll get stranded out here? It's a mile. You can walk a mile.
Don't tell me you're worried about getting lost on your own ranch, Prip.
You rest your chin on his shoulder as the machine grumbles and coughs beneath you. Next time I'm riding Buttercup.
Look, normally we take the truck. This is just backup.
I'll keep that in mind next time I let Austin snag the keys. The ride is bumpy and long, but eventually you arrive at the fence in question when you grip the crossbar. The wood crumbles away in your hand. Kid, this fence doesn't need just mending, it's completely rotted through.
Frank and the other hands usually kept it from getting this bad, but they're not around to help anymore.
Yeah, about that. Austin first said Frank's gone, and I haven't seen another hand since I got home. Kit stares across the field, and where it slopes down towards a small pond.
I can get you up to speed if you want to help me chop down some of the locust trees near the pond for a few fencing.
This might be my only chance to find out what's going on, both on the ranch and between Austin and Kit. Start talking. Gotta go faster if there's two of us, right? You said it yourself, Austin. Expect me to pitch in.
On top of that, I'll be glad for the company. This way.
He heads to where a grove of locust trees presses up against the edge of a small pond. You're too focused on the scenery to notice Kit slip up or slip off. This would be a perfect spot for a picnic if we weren't so... Oh. Okay. Kit's bare chest is already glistening with sweat. You watch transfixed as a bead of perspiration trickles down over his rippling abs, following a sharp V line to disappear beneath the band of his jeans. You're still catching your breath as Kit swings the axe at the nearest tree trunk. As he pulls the axe head out, he turns to look at you.
What are you waiting for?
Right, sorry, it's just... Have you seen yourself? You can't just strip down like that and expect no reaction at all. Lips curling slightly, Kit takes a step towards you.
Oh, what sort of reaction are we talking about?
Do you really want me to go into all that? Because I can. But I definitely won't be getting any work done once I get started.
In that case, I suggest you focus on the axe in your hands, because I don't intend to head back without finishing the job.
Without another word, Kit lifts his axe again, felling a nearby tree in a few blows.
Why don't you start clearing the smaller branches off the trees we'll be using? We'll cut the trunk to size at the fence.
Sure thing, as long as you can answer a few questions while we work.
Told you I would, so shoot.
Mainly I want to know what's happening around this place. How did things get into this state? He finishes felling the tree, then whacks the axe into the stump. He folds his forearms across his chest and looks across the pond.
Sure, you noticed how Austin's hair back around the here lately. Money's been tight, so he's decided to put a few things off.
Like fixing the fence, I tell you?
Oh yeah. That's small potatoes compared to letting all the ranch hands go at the end of the last season.
He sacked them, but why? Why would he do that?
He didn't think it was right to ask they take less pay. He didn't want them to have trouble finding a new position in the busy months.
You chew on this, carefully stripping the tree trunk of its smaller branches. Is this why you quit the rodeo?
Not entirely. Rodeo is exciting, but the circuit wears you down. Every day you beat yourself up, every night it's another party.
Sounds like a hell of a lot more fun than mending the fence.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? But trust me, this is more my speed right now.
You miss it though, the circuit, I mean.
Parts of it, yeah. I always felt closer to my mom in the arena. I could see the smile on her face when I'm out there in the ring.
Kit's eyes go distant, a bittersweet smile stealing across his face. Eventually sighs, a smile fading.
But I'll get back to it eventually. Plenty of time.
Whenever that happens, Austin, and I'll be there with bells on.
Thanks, Dolly. It'd be nice to have a friendly face to cheer me on. Outside my imagination, that is.
You take a shaky breath and set the small tree trunk aside. So, that's it then. That's just the three of us keeping this place afloat.
For now, it's why we've been a little tough on you. If you don't do the work, or if we don't, it doesn't get done.
I appreciate you telling me, kid. I understand why Austin couldn't. This might be hard for him.
You see now why I didn't want you to make it harder, don't you?
What passes between you isn't the usual spark or desire. It's more intimate than that. It's real understanding. For the first time since coming home, you feel like you're being treated as an equal. I get it. And while we're telling the truth, we should pick up the pace. We're losing daylight. For the next few hours, working together in a comfortable silence, exertion and the hot sun overhead making you sweat. I forget how hot it gets out here on summer days. You quickly peel off your shirt, revealing the bra beneath. Rivulets of sweat stream down your chest and arms. Much better. Kit, will you toss me a water bottle?
We can't dawdle. We gotta...
His next words die on his lips.
Dolly.
He doesn't seem to know where to look, his eyes devouring you, hungrily lingering on every piece of exposed skin.
Now why'd you have to go and do something like that?
Like what? You put your hands on your waist, cocking your hip to one side, giving Kid an even better view of the swell of your breast. He drags his tongue over his lips, sucking in a hard breath. I was hot, decided to shed a layer. Nothing you haven't seen before, right?
I've never seen you this way before, Dolly.
Not even in your wildest dreams? He closed the distance between you, lifting a hand to his face and tilting his chin upwards. Eyes up here, cowboy. His chest heaves as he drags his eyes up towards you.
With you looking like this, I can hardly...
What's the matter, kid? Need a break? We could just lie beneath the locust trees, you and me.
That sounds nice.
Take his hand and lead him over the trees. You pull him to the ground and drag his fingers over your stomach. He curves his hand around your waist, grazing the skin, where, with a touch so feather-light, your skin tingles with goosebumps. Yes, be mind-controlled, my fellow man. No way we could make it nicer. Eyes never leaving Kit's. You move his hand up to your breast. He cups it gently, squeezes, just hard enough to make you moan.
Damn it, Dolly. You don't know what you're doing to me.
Show me then. Uh-oh. You're practically panting with anticipation as his hand grazes over your body again. There's an intensity in the stare that you've never seen before. And then the dam breaks. He catches your lips with his own. A fierce urgency crackling between you.
You taste so damn good, Dolly.
His hands begin to roam over your body, lips moving down the graceful line of your throat to linger in the hollow where it meets your collarbone. I've wanted this for so long, kid.
What do you want? I want to hear you say it.
I want all of you. You can feel the hitch of his breath against your skin as you start undoing his belt buckle. Then a stick breaks in the brush nearby, startling you both. He pulls you away suddenly.
That's enough of that.
Speak for yourself.
Well, speaking for myself, I think I need to focus on getting the fence done. I don't like leaving a task unfinished.
With obvious effort, Kit turns away from you, jaw tense as he works to get himself back under control. Once he's caught his breath, Kit tosses you an extra t-shirt from a bag in the back of the vehicle.
Get dressed. You can't lift fencing like that.
You're more stubborn than an old bull.
You're free to think whatever you want about me. Darling, let's get the job finished, okay?
He turns back to the locust grove and sighing, you do as you're told. The fence isn't the only thing we're starting that we'll have to finish someday, Kit. Really? Be a shame if he was a man who was literally as stubborn as an old bull. With the wood so far gone, mending the fence is harder than you expected. By the time you're finished, the sun is low in the sky.
Damn it, it'll be full dark before we're done with this. And that damn cougar's still on the prowl.
Should we, be worried about the cougar?
Haskell said it got a hold of some chickens last week. Made a real mess of things.
So it's getting bolder. He praises the pile of rotted wood you've pulled away.
This won't keep him out if he's really fixing to get out on the ranch. But we may as well not ring a dinger bell for him.
Well, when you're concerned about becoming a meal is when we should head back to the house in my book.
Wish we could. The path home is full of pits. Once it gets dark, they're deadly. Even if we left now, we could wreck the ATV.
You rack your brain for a solution when the wisp of a memory returns to you. Is there an old cabin nearby? Mom and Dad used to take us camping in it when we were kids. It's close to the part of the property line.
Man, I've forgotten about that place. If you're up for roughing it, it'd be best option. We could finish the job right.
Well, then it's a plan. It might even be fun.
Careful, Pip. You're dangerously close to losing your city ways.
If a night in a cabin finally convinces you my country cred, I'm even more excited about it. That's what convinces you of country cred. The two of you finish the last of the fence as the sun slips below the horizon. At long last, you hike towards the cabin under a blanket of stars. Kit starts a fire to stave off the night chill as you poke around in the cupboards. The cabin is sparse but intimate. Found us some sleeping bags and bedding, nice and dry too. Someone sealed them up tight in a plastic bin. Kit emerges from the pantry, his arms full of can. He spreads them out on a rickety table.
We won't be going hungry either.
Oh my god, I was starving. We haven't eaten in a few hours. God, whatever will we do? Canned food for dinner? Yum. I love me some spaghetti-o rings. They used to be my favorite.
I remember. Pretty sure they're all you ate that summer between 5th and 6th grade.
I was a growing girl. Anyways, I seem to remember you making a healthy dent in that stockpile.
Sounds like we agreed on dinner then. Hey, that's not all I found. Saved the best for last.
A bottle of whiskey. Oh no, this is gonna go horrible. One of us must be living right for you to turn up something as precious as that.
I suppose. Maybe we could use it for a drinking game. And not like Austin's cheap Wi-Fi makes it all the way out here.
I mean, it's the country. I'm gonna be honest. Wi-Fi is lucky at best. A bottle of whiskey, a crackle in a fireplace, and just the two of us.
And maybe a few loose lisps. Whiskey has a way of getting folks talking after all.
Oh look, let's play Never Have I Ever.
Doesn't that game get a little risky?
That depends on players. The game's innocent enough. We just say things we've never done.
With the goal of getting each other as drunk as skunks.
You only gotta drink if you have done the thing.
That's the thing, Dolly. There ain't much I haven't done.
Looks like they were evenly matched then. I don't know about that. The kid ceremoniously pours out 2 glasses of whiskey, places the bottle in front of the fireplace, and sits down across from you. All right, me first. Never have I ever cheated on a test. Kid raises an eyebrow and takes a swig from his drink, eyes never leaving yours. Can't say I'm surprised.
I could say the same. You were such a good at 2 shoes when it came to school.
When it came to my grades, you mean? But outside that, the classroom, I wasn't such a good little girl. He bites his lip, eyes raking over you slowly.
I just might believe that.
The intensity of a stare heats your skin, and you have to look away. The firelight flickers over his skin and turns his gaze darker again.
My turn then. Never have I ever ridden a horse butt naked.
Your eyes widen in disbelief. Sounds like neither of us is drinking. Never related much to a lady Godiva.
You don't wonder what it would be like to be totally free and uninhibited?
The thought stirs something in you. You bite your lip. Of course, the idea of riding under the moonlight, the wind moving over every inch of my skin, it could be nice to lose control.
There are other ways to lose control, you know.
His eyes are hooded with desire. You lean forward, the air between you electric. Oh, you good at making a woman lose control, kid? He takes a slow sip of his drink, eyes never leaving yours.
The right woman? Absolutely.
He clears his throat roughly.
Your turn, Dolly.
Okay, never have I had sex with someone in the cabin. The atmosphere in the room shifts, and he doesn't move to drink. And you don't either.
Is there something you want to check off your list?
As he leans closer, you notice his eyes have dropped to your lips. I'm always open to new experiences. You hold his gaze as you take a slow sip of your whiskey, making a show of running your tongue over your lips when you finish. It's your turn.
All right, never have I ever.
His voice goes husky. He leans closer until you can almost feel his breath graze your skin. The sentence hangs in the air, an enticement. Never have you what, kid? He's so close, you can see his 5 o'clock shadow. He leans ever so slightly closer.
Wanted a woman and not had her.
You take another sip of whiskey. Kit reaches for the bottle to pour another inch in his own glass.
So, have you then? Wanted someone you couldn't have?
I'm pretty sure we know that answer. You know I have. Do you like thinking about me wanting you? Lying in my bed alone at night, hot and bothered, just imagining what it'd be like to feel, to have you touch me. His eyelids grow heavy with desire. When he speaks, his voice is rough, almost a growl.
And what do you do then, when you're all worked up thinking about me?
My hands move like this. You move your hand over your body, lingering on the outside of the curve of your breast, dragging it slowly toward down your stomach, moving your fingers between your thighs. Can't help but gasp as you start to move them over yourself. The rough fabric only heightening the intensity of the sensation. What does that make you feel, kid? Knowing what the thought of me does to you? You're the spark. Kit's the match. And together, you ignite. What a pun. In an instant, he loops his strong arm around your back. He presses his hips against you, and you can feel his length pressing into your leg.
What are you doing to me? I want you so bad.
You moan as he rocks against you. The friction sets you alight, but it's not enough. You steal his lips with a fiery kiss, prompting Kit to pull you closer. He deepens the kiss, parting your lips with his tongue, the taste of him intoxicating.
God, I can't get enough of you.
You haven't even started trying, Kit. With a growl, he pulls you down onto him. His lips travel the length of your throat to stubble rough against your skin. Careful, you might leave a mark.
Careful ain't my nature, darling.
The thought of Kit branding your skin with his need makes you writhe against him. Please, Kit, I need more. As his mouth continues moving on your neck, his hand slip underneath the hem of your shirt, you shiver as the chilly night air hits your skin, a sharp contrast with his warm hands. Hand added just a touch. As you reach for his belt buckle, he grabs you by the wrist. With obvious effort, he wrenches himself away, taking a step back for good measure. If you're on top of him, how does he take a step back? Duh, we didn't think about this one. Kit, what's wrong?
Damn it, Dolly, why do you have to be so damn tempting?
He heaves in a shaky breath, expression in pain. Kit, we both want this. There's nothing stopping us.
I'm stopping us, Dolly. For both our good. And to make sure I stick to that, I think I'll take a walk to get some air.
Heads outside and hears steps crunch beneath the window. After a few minutes, you curl up in your sleep bag, the whiskey making you feel deliciously sleepy. You're just starting to doze when you hear Kit creep back in, curl up in his sleeping bag a few feet away. All night, your dreams are filled with Kit's hands, his mouth, and his entire body against yours. Just out of reach. The next day, you awaken to the soft light of the early morning. There's no sign of Kit in the cabin, so you step outside. He glances up when he sees you.
Already packed the ATV. Austin will be waiting for us. We should leave as soon as we can.
He can pretend nothing happened last night, but that doesn't change anything. We both know how bad we want this. Look, the fence is fixed. Yeah, you make your way back across the fields without incident and head into the house. Morning, you two. Looks like you didn't sleep a wink. Kit winces. Listen, Austin. The fence was no match for us. It was pretty rough shape when we got there, but we're up and running now that we got new posts.
Section's fine, but we should do a sweep of the property line. I'd wager there are other spots that need attention if we don't find them. The horses will.
Yeah, good plan. Austin, are you with us? You seem pretty distracted. Never could put one past you, Pip. The fact is, the rancher from Armadillo called back. Was it good news? The best. He's ready to set up the contract for stud rides. Now's your chance to prove yourself, Pip. You're going to help me lock that deal down once and for all. Without further ado, you know what to do. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description below, links on social media, Discord for you links to support me and my content. And without further ado, I love you beautiful faces. Thank you once again for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and hope to catch you in the next video. Peace out.